All right, hey, Shalom. First and foremost, giving our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rahahakodash. Double honors due to our apostles, bishops, and elders at Great Millstone who rule well in peace, blessings, safety to the Lord's elect out there. All right, it's the brother Yeshaya, part of Men of Valor, South Carolina. And this lesson is going to be, or this video testimony is going to be about a dream I had or a vision. Now, this was actually a dream because I was asleep and I didn't remember the dream until I was fully awakened and I was going through my day, and then the dream just uh you know reappeared back into my mind. So I asked the spirit, I was like, should I bring this out? And it's nothing. I mean, it's something major, but it's not nothing like what I have to keep from someone or from you all. So I decided to bring it out, and this right here, basically just a quick overview of that dream. uh, it started lightning. Okay, you know how Jake is with lightning. Like, we don't play with that with lightning and thunder, man. But that's the fear of the Lord that is ultimately within us all. I mean, in certain aspects and levels. But it started to you know lightning bolts were like basically going on. They were far off at first. So, and I was with some people. I don't know who they were. I just knew they were people. I can't recognize the faces. It was a couple women, couple men. I don't know if they were brothers. I don't know. They couldn't have been brothers, but they were just people, right? And they say you dream about faces that you've seen before. So I don't know, whatever. Anyway, just to cut to it, uh, the thunder and the lightning. Moreover, the lightning started coming forward, and it started to encamp round about us. Okay, and this feeling of pure terror and pure dread, because you know how we are. Even when we see a lightning bolt far off, we like, oh, let me get away from here. Let me make sure I ain't wearing no metal. Make sure I ain't about no dang on uh um light poles, whatever they call them, the little electric uh you know wires or whatnot. And then the dread and the fear just got overwhelming. And what I did, I prayed to the Lord, and I saw there was a shelter. So I ran into the shelter, scared as hell, ran into the shelter, and the people were looking at me. They were scared as hell too, but they didn't know what was going on. So they just stood there, and then the door closed. And then that was the dream. So I don't, just looking at it spiritually, when things like this happen, of course, we're going to be a little bit frightened, but the Lord is going to keep our faculties and our wits together about us to where He will put something in our mind to do something about it, to escape from the troubles, or to escape from the judgment that's going to befall out of these people, man. And then lightning is it's spiritual. Okay, and I'm gonna bring out some scriptures, and this still on the screen is actually what I saw when they started, was something along the lines of what I saw. It was, basically millions of lightning bolts at the same time. They were coming close, and they was around about us, and people were bugging out, and people were looking at me like I was crazy. But I ran into the shelter, or it was a house, it was a shelter. All right, and that was the end of the dream. I felt comforted once I was in that shelter, and then yeah. So anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna bring out the book of Second Esdras, chapter 16 and verse 10. He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? So there you go. Okay. Now we know also lightning. It's talking about the lightning because when you look at lightning, it's far out. It's pure energy, from a cloud, it seems like, but it's the Lord. It's the Lord's work. But also lightning can go into what nuclear missiles, all right, and especially when they start hitting America. And also that lightning was compared to the fall of Lucifer, okay, aka the high level elites. All right. That's what, when Satan said, behold, I've seen Lucifer fall from heaven as lightning, basically falling out of their top spot in the world, okay, their spot of dominance, so fast and so quick and so viciously. Okay, it's gonna be a surprise. Just like when lightning strikes, you're like, whoa, the fuck. That's how this man's downfall is gonna be. So, Second 16 and 10, once again, he shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten at his presence. All right, so there you go. All right, and the Lord, he is to be feared. Okay, and hey, it's every man for himself at this point. If you don't fear the Lord, I can't slap the fear into you of the Lord. So I mean, you're gonna have to just see how that works out for you. And I'm just talking about anybody in general. Okay, that's not getting down with this. Um, so the next one I'm gonna bring out is Job 37. All right, Job 37, and it reads, let's see, yeah, I'm gonna start at one. At this also my heart trembleth and is moved out of his place. Hear attentively the noise of his voice and the sound that goeth out of his mouth. He directed it under the whole heaven and is lightning until the ends of the earth. Okay. After it a voice roareth, he thundereth with the voice of his excellency, and he shall not stay them when his voice, and he will not stay them when his voice is heard. God, the Most High, thundereth marvelously with his voice. Great things doeth he, which we cannot comprehend. So even lightning, just seeing a lightning bolt of pure energy just come out of nowhere, and thunder could be the result of the lightning going faster than the speed of sound. Okay, when something goes past the speed of down, you get a crack. It's like I'm not a scientist, but yeah, all right. So yeah, all right. So let's move on. I got a couple pre's, so I don't want to make this too long. Go to the book of Job 36 and 30. And it reads, Behold, he spreadeth his light upon it and covereth the bottom of the sea. For by them judgeth he the people, he giveth meat in abundance. With clouds he covereth the light and commanded it not to shine by the cloud that cometh betwixt. The noise thereof showeth concerning it the cattle also concerning the vapor. Now let's read that in the NLT. Okay, Job 36 in the NLT. All right, and it reads, how's it? The bottom. Job 36 and yeah, in the NLT. He fills his hands with lightning bolts and hurls each at his target. The thunder announces his presence. The storm announces his indignant anger. So there you go. And that's what, a brief of what um, the Israelites heard when they swore that they swore up and down that they wanted to speak to Yahweh face to face. All right. Don't know why, but hey, the Lord showed them it was crackling, it was thunder. Okay. And they shut their ears and they were deadly afraid. And that's just thunder and lightning, man. How much more like, oh man, the angels, the chariots, the lightning, I mean, the concentrated fire that's coming out of those chariots, man. Hey, the fear of the Lord is his treasure, man. The fear of the Lord is our treasure, okay, which is going to yield, results, return, all right, return on investment type stuff, man. All right, Psalms 97 and yeah, verse 2. Clouds and darkness are, let me start at the top, might as well. Psalms 97. The Lord reigneth, let the earth rejoice, let the multitude of isles be glad thereof. Clouds and darkness are round about him, righteousness and judgment are the habitation of his throne. A fire goeth before him and burneth up his enemies round about. His lightnings enlightening, Slakia, his lightnings enlightened the world. Kind of a tongue twister. You see those words close together, but hey, the earth saw and trembled. The hills melt like wax at the presence of the Lord Yahweh and the presence of the Lord of the whole earth. So there you go. All right, there's the lightning. His lightning in NLT, his lightning flashes out across the world. The earth sees and trembles, man. So hey, this is could be it. The lightning is definitely a instrument of the Lord's work first and foremost, but it should invoke fear in you. Okay, it should invoke fear. If you're moving wise in this world, man. Okay, I'm not saying be scared of thunderstorms and nothing like that, but when you see it, It's just a well, just a reminder, okay, to fear the Lord. Just as the elder Yashawamba put out a beautiful lesson the other day. Just a reminder to fear the Lord, man. All right, watch how you move in this thing, because you could get taken out the way, man. All right, that goes for me too. So Psalms 144:5. Bow thy heavens, O Lord Yahweh, and come down, touch the mountains, and they shall smoke. Cast forth lightning and scatter them. Shoot out thine arrows and destroy them. Okay, so there you go. All right, hurl your lightning bolts and scatter your enemies. Shoot your arrows and confuse them. Now, like I said, the arrows going into basically the missiles. All right, but the lightning can represent it too. All right, that's not far fetched. That's a extrapolation. uh, let's go to Revelation 16 and verse 18. And there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as not since men were upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake and so great. So that's when everything is gonna crash down. Okay, you're gonna have the missiles shaking this place from to the fro, like the scriptures say. All right, and those lightnings, it's gonna be so much happening at one time. You're gonna have earthquakes, tsunamis, tremors, um, the whole earth is going to be out of sorts, so you're going to have lightnings, you're going to have crazy rains, you're going to have the missiles, you're going to have the angels doing their thing. You're going to have so much going on that if you don't have the spirit of the Lord, you're going to bug out. But the Lord's going to keep you alive in that bugged out state, because at that point your ass just die of fear. But now the Lord wants you to see all this, man. That's why we're so adamant at instilling the fear in y'all, man. But we can't do it because it's our own to have, the hopeful elect. All right. So I think I had a couple more. I'm gonna go to the book of Jeremiah 10 and verse 12, I believe. Jeremiah 10 and verse 12. Yeah, he hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heavens by his discretion. When he uttereth his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasure. So just another verse, highlighting the marvelous works of the Lord, man. Okay. His ways are far past you know finding out even certain things like lightning, okay, is very very far out. uh matthew Matthew 28 and verse 3. His countenance was like lightning, and his raiment was as snow. So let's start up. um Matthew 28 and 1. And in the end of the Sabbath, as it would begin to dawn toward the first day of the week, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre. And behold, there was a great earthquake, for the angel of the Lord descended from heaven and came and rolled back the stone from the door and sat upon it. Uh-huh. His countenance was like lightning, and his raiment white as snow. And for fear of him, the keepers did shake and become as dead men. So there's the Lord basically likening wisdom, which is a very bright light, a very bright fire, okay, which represents wisdom. All right, and the power of the Lord, okay? Because the Lord is a devouring fire. His word is a fire. He's a devouring fire. So this is a form of fire, pretty much concentrated fire. Just as the chariots are going to be, raining upon the earth when they start to get busy. So there you go. All right, I had two more, man. Daniel 10 and 6. Mm, Book of Daniel, and this is talking about the Lord. All right, Yahweh. The Most High. Daniel 10 and verse that actually is talking about Yahweh Salakia. Okay, the before that it was talking about Yahweh on his throne. Okay, but this is talking about Yahweh. I mean Yahweh Shah, so Salakia. Daniel 10 and 6, his body was also like the barrel, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. All right, so there you go. You know, so man, hey, this is all the spirit and power of the Lord. And I got one more just to wrap it up, bring it all home. Revelation, was it 4 and 5? And out of the throne, Slakia, um, Revelation 4 and 4, and round about the throne were 24 seats, 24, and upon the seats I saw 24 elders clothed in white raiment, and they had on their heads crowns of gold. And out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices. And there were several lamps of fire burning before the throne, which are the seven spirits of the Most High. So this is an instrument of the Lord, a beautiful one that He created. Okay, and hey, so Lord willing, that was edifying, uplifting, or what it ever needed to be to someone. Want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rekah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, safety to the Lord's elect out there. Shalom.